Koinant, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Now, the news just keeps on getting better. I can officially tell you now that we have well over 10 tons of food being delivered to white, homeless and impoverished people in the Gauteng area this weekend. Obviously our team, Patrick and Dwayne, are coordinating the whole effort. And that this is excellent news. And on top of that, I'm going to be putting links down below, which have started to be put up by that main online newspaper, South Africa Today, promoting our weekend and the food drive. While all this good news is happening about the weekend that we're going to be covering live, things are getting pretty dire for the homeless in places like Cape Town, where they're starting to now fine people just on top of every other indignity because they are having to sleep out in the streets. Now, when you're homeless, you don't have money. Okay, so it's pretty stupid finding these people, but they are. Living on the streets comes at a cost, as homeless people discovered when they were fined for obstructing pedestrian traffic on sidewalks and various other offences in Cape Town. City of Cape Town officials told News 24 on Monday that they had been inundated with numerous complaints from residents from different areas about the contravention of bylaws, most often cited as the bylaw relating to streets, public places and the prevention of noise nuisance. This bylaw prohibits people from erecting a shelter or sleeping or camping overnight in any undesignated area. It also prohibits anyone from in any way obstructing the pedestrian traffic on a sidewalk or depositing, packing or unpacking or leaving any goods in a public place. So what that means in effect is that forget about the pavements. If they go to a public park because they've got nowhere to sleep for the night and put their bag of goodies down next to them, they're going to get a fine. That's the City of Cape Town today. Law enforcement spokesperson Wayne Dyson said they've been focusing their operations where they dealt with anyone committing these offences. In many cases, guys go out and quite a few homeless people are putting up structures, obstructing pavements and lighting fires. That's what we deal with, he said. I wouldn't say we're targeting the homeless, we're enforcing provisions of the bylaw. Those who start or keep a fire in a public place can be fined up to 1,500 rand. Obstructing pedestrian traffic on a sidewalk with any object or motor vehicle could attract a fine of 300 rand. As does sleeping in a stationary motor vehicle in a public place. The bylaw states that no one is allowed to live in a motor vehicle for longer than 24 hours, excluding designated rest areas. One can only sleep in their car in a dire emergency or where someone is a driver of public transport or is guarding the motor vehicle. Small-scale littering or dumping attracts a fine of up to 500 rand in terms of the Integrated Waste Management Plan bylaw. Michael Jitson Jackson, 65, was reportedly one of many people fined between 200 and 800 rand for being in Adderley Street. Now, I don't know what the solution is, but, you know, when people are homeless, what are they supposed to do? I totally get that they shouldn't sleep on the pavement and they shouldn't block pavements and light fires in pavements, put up structures in pavements. I mean, I totally get that. But, you know, if you're in a public park and you just need somewhere to lay down your head and rest, to find that person is just, in my opinion, just not right. And we are focusing on the homeless people this week, as you know, especially the homeless white people who are largely victims of that racist BEE or black economic empowerment policy that this racist ANC government has brought in. So with all the good news, there's now cities clamping down on the white homeless who are having to find a place to put their heads at night. I wish the police in Cape Town would start taking on these gangs who are actually killing people. You know, it's just the focus of the police is just completely arse about face. And finally, some other good news is that they think they've actually arrested the guy in Pretoria who was killing the homeless men in the parks, the white homeless men in the parks in Pretoria. They've apprehended someone, and apparently this is the man who's somehow associated with those murders. So that's good news. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the update, and don't forget we have a huge weekend lined up for you. And we're going to be covering Friday night. We're going to be actually meeting the farmers at the distribution point. Saturday night, or Saturday, the whole of Saturday, that's the 6th of July, we're going to be live streaming to people in the squatter camps, to where the distribution's been prepared, where the food's been packaged. You're going to see the whole show. You're going to meet some amazing people too. And just so you're aware, I've had a number of people who said, hey, you got to be careful because there's some guys out there, they hear about this, they're going to be trying to intercede. Not in a good way. Well, I have a message for anyone who tries to do that. We haven't talked about this in the past, but we are going to have security, armed security. So I think we have it covered. All right, guys. Chat to you soon. Bye for now.